God wanted me to give you this message. Our bodies are literally machines. And I just want to explain it in a simplistic way so that you can understand. And with that understanding, hopefully you'll make more conscious choices in your life. How come our bodies are machines? Think about it. Our bodies have all this information inside, and we don't even know what it is, right? And so other fabricated, other machines were fabricated, right? We are the human machine. And other machines like a CAT scan, for example, it gathers information and tells the doctor, the technician, information about you that you don't know. Ah, your femur is broken. Oh, this organ exploded, or this artery ruptured. Like, it's scanning information on you that you don't know about. Our bodies is nothing but information in our cells. And machines were created to tell us about ourselves. You're O positive, you're O negative, you're AB negative. You have low white blood cell count. You're this tall. You weigh this much, right? Machines were created to tell us information about ourselves. And so with that, machines have to be programmed to receive certain information. It needs to know how to read what it's reading, right? You're not going to turn on a TV and then get an x-ray of your body. The television is programmed for programming shows, TV, brainwashing, manipulation, propaganda. There's machines that tell you about yourself, like a scale. They say you're this number and you think, I'm this fat or I'm this skinny. That little machine said that to you. And maybe because of your program, you're like, I'm fat. I'm not good enough. I'm skinny. I'm not good enough. I'm worthless, or whatever those terrible things we would say about ourselves, right? That machine said that. But had you had no scale and you listen to your machine and your body to make healthy, conscious choices, not programmed choices, conscious choices on what to put into your machine, because fruits and vegetables, everything, rice and beans, legumes, and meats, they have information. You know what also has information? That fake junk food. That fake junk food also has information. It's usually suppressing the information that is within us so that we aren't really tapped and in tune with our own bodies. Our bodies are machines, and machines were created to tell us about ourselves. I'm sitting here and I'm at a retreat, and a wellness, well-being retreat. And the first day I get there, I get a body scan, and I'm sitting down meditating, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking about the body scan, which I just stood on a circle and it went in 360, and then it did whatever it did, bippity boppity boop, and I get an email with some information about me. And I'm like, how in the world did this machine get this information about me? So that machine had talked to my body and had determined my weight and my height and my posture and what my BMI was, and some other information, so I can read it and know about myself, about this machine. And it's like, okay, friends, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's just the simplest thing. That's like the simplest way to explain to every being on this planet that our bodies are actual machines, and it contains all sorts of amazing information, and we do not have to get outside information to guide our inside information. We have to be discerning about the choices that we make, because our body is an intelligence. It is an extreme intelligence. And so other machines were fabricated to read our intelligence. Hey, there's a tumor in there. There's cancer in there. There's stuff in there that's happening and going on. And this is how much platelets you have and plasma and what other crazy, in-depth, very advanced technological equipment is out there to tell us about ourselves. So that's very important to know. It's very important to know that if we have information inside of us, how can we tap into that information? What is this information that I should be knowing about myself? And what am I doing, or what am I consuming, or what am I participating in that is hindering me from accessing this information within me? Like, all that came to mind thinking about this damn body scan, because it just seemed like, oh, something out of a movie. Like, when I watch movies, I'm like, oh, this is real life, because they got the idea from somewhere. And like Avengers come to mind, and Tony Stark with his air touch screens, like that stuff isn't fake, that's real. And then, but when you think about a digital scan, if you think about that, and this information comes on the paper, you're like, oh, wow. So something in the air that I did not see had reached out to my body and gathered some information to be put on a report, so a doctor can explain it, right, to an individual, to a patient. And it just totally blew my mind. And it just was like, oh, that's how you tell people that their bodies is literally machines. It has all this information. It has all this information inside that we don't know about. And we got to get that information from outside sources, or so we think. So, but we have to pay attention to the outside source information that we're consuming, because not all information is good information. Not all information is good for us, or even have good intentions for us. And that's how we have to be discerning on what information we going to consume. And that information comes in many forms. It comes in people. It comes in music and media. It comes in experiences. This information is out there, and it just made me say, like, if our bodies have information and energy within us, then think about the energy you don't see. Think about the information that's continuously flowing that you do not see, that you cannot touch, like electromagnetic frequencies, right? Like, our body is operating at certain frequencies, and there's other frequencies that exist around us, like dogs hair, on a whole different level than what humans do. So there's continuous frequencies going on constantly that you don't see. And depending on what we're doing and what we're consuming, we're choosing consciously or unconsciously to operate at those particular frequencies, right? But if you're conscious in your choices and choosing of information, you can vibrate at the highest frequency with your machine. You'll be really tapped and tuned in. And that is how you obtain enlightenment, to rise above all the other bullshit frequencies to the highest frequency, the higher frequency, the higher vibrations. We are machines, and we contain all sorts of information within us. And everything, if you think about it, everything that touches our body, blood pressure cuffs, right, is telling us information on how high or low our blood pressure is, right? And that's not even an electric machine. It's just tightening around your pulse. But it has numbers that's, I don't even know what's the thing is called, but it's providing information to the nurse, to the doctor, about you and your health. But if we are discerning about the things we consume, then we will be consciously aware about ourselves, and we're listening to ourselves and giving ourselves what we need and what actually benefits us. Then this machine, our machines, will be operating optimally at the best function, and you'll be having like all sorts of superpowers. And that is like, that's the message that God told me to share. Like, I can't explain it any simpler than that. Like, if you think about yourself and your body, we are machines. We have all sorts of amazing information within us. And other machines were created to tell us about ourselves, but we can just learn about ourselves by listening to ourselves, by putting the right things within us and surrounding ourselves by or around the right people, or being in the right environments that contribute to raising your vibration, right? Raising your energy, because we are all energy. That's our information within us. It carries energy. I hope that makes sense. That is the message God wanted me to share, and hopefully it doesn't go over your head and you actually grasp the concept of the type of special being that we all are. Like, we just not flesh and bones. We is not just flesh and bones. We're fucking energy. Energy. We are energy that has to be read by fucking machines that were programmed, think about that, to read our bodies to tell us about ourselves. Think about that. And these machines just be scanning a lot of the time, this new advanced technology, just scanning your energetic body, gathering information. Think about that, friends. We not just flesh and bones. Think about your energetic body. Think about your energetic body, and it carries all sorts of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful information, friends. And to be able to listen to it, you got to put the right things in it. In your mind and in your mouth. You got to put the right things in it. The right things on it. Right? So that was the message. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, friends. You're amazing, spiritual, energetic beings. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye.